Now, let's briefly discuss pattern or trial coins. Most pattern essays or trial coins were not officially approved for release, but produced to evaluate a proposed coin design, a new or revised coinage, or to test the metal composition, dies, or structure of a new coin. And when it comes to pattern, trial, and essay coins, usually there will only be a few known examples of the piece, if any, and they usually don't leave the mint facility unless intended, and they are quickly snatched up, graded, and accounted for. I don't want to say that there's a 0% chance that you will ever stumble across one of these in the wild, but if you were, it would definitely be a gift from the coin gods. The thing that makes this coin great, as opposed to some other errors and varieties, is how easy it would be to identify. Silver coins are non-magnetic and nickel coins will stick to a magnet. The thing that makes this 1967 Mackerel trial piece so special is that it is actually composed of nickel instead of all the other Mackerel dimes which were made of silver that year. This is most likely the result of experimentation by the Canadian Mint to test nickel planchettes, or maybe they planned on releasing some of the commemorative coins in nickel as well, but regardless, it's another great legendary coin to have on your radar. If you do ever happen to have a 1967 Mackerel dime that appears like it may not be silver or has a more dull tone, all you have to do is hit it with a magnet, and if it sticks, you have one of the rarest Canadian dimes in existence. Another identifying factor that makes this coin different from its silver counterparts is its weight. This nickel planchette pattern will weigh 2.1 grams, and the silver Mackerels should weigh 2.33 grams. There are actually a few other similar cases of coins where the Canadian Mint will experiment and these holy grail pieces are born. One other good example would be the 1967 Bobcat quarter, which is pretty much the exact same case as this dime. It was a pattern or trial piece struck on a nickel planchette, and it can be worth some really good money as well. Some of the details and specifications for this coin: the overall mintage for the 1967 Mackerel dime is 32,309,135. The trial pattern piece is composed of 99% nickel. It has a weight of 2.1 grams, a diameter of 18.03 millimeters. It is magnetic. The face value is 10 cents, and it is in metal alignment, as is the standard for most Canadian coins. Now that we've discussed some of the history and how to identify this coin, what do you say we get into the value of this extremely rare piece of Canadian numismatic history? If you were to ever send this coin in to be graded, it would be classified as a specimen and get an SP designation, as that is the designation most Canadian pattern or trial coins will receive. So as I mentioned earlier on, there are only a few known examples currently for this coin. If you were to find one and it scored an SP63, it would be worth around $3,000. It can be worth around $4,000 for an SP64, and this bad boy can be worth all the way up to $5,000 for an SP65, which, as far as I can tell, is the highest graded known example currently. If you were to ever find one and it scored any higher, you would probably see some pretty big price jumps, and I would not doubt that the price of this coin starts to double, and if it hits around an SP67, it could easily be worth anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000. So even though there is not too many of these known to exist, and very few of them probably left the mint facility, it is definitely still a good one to have on your radar. I have found 1967 Mackerel dimes coin roll hunting and in my pocket change before. They are still out there in the wild, and you can definitely fish them out if you keep your eyes open.